nobody's going to tell them they can't play.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming today. This is officially the second live music concert in Brockton since the pandemic began.
Wow.
We lost out a few weeks ago. The Evangelical Lutheran Church had an event. And if we had only known, then we could have got booked ahead and been number one.
Which is a Lutheran from Wisconsin.
I just said, yes, we win.
Yeah.
All kinds of Canada and North Woods, what are we going to do?
I know.
Brockton.
Most of you have already had a chance to look upstairs to the library. We do a lot of genealogical research here. We help people with through the Friends of Irish Research and using the David Allen Lampert Library. David normally would be here for an event like this, but his company sent him out to Utah to do research for like 12 days. So he couldn't be here. So he'll get to watch the video. And hopefully that will turn out fine for us today. But before we begin, and again, we have a love for Irish music. Stu, this is his third time here for a concert, and what we're really missing as a family is our son, because he plays the uilleann pipes, and he's over in Ireland. You know, he's suffering over there,
Poor
living
guy.
there. You know, so let's all feel sorry for Ben. But I do want to bring up something that is very important to me and should be to all who love the Irish heritage, and that's at Quinnipiac University in Hamden, Connecticut. I think it was 2012, the former president of the university there was instrumental in opening the Great Hunger Museum. And it is dealing with what so many people call the Irish famine, but there was no famine in Ireland. There was lots of food. The English took it all, the good stuff, and left them with the rotting potatoes. But this is a magnificent facility. Unfortunately, it was closed due to COVID, and the new university president has no interest in it and has permanently closed it. So last Saturday there was a rally of Irish there. People showed up with all the county flags, and they were just there. The Attorney General of Connecticut has just opened an investigation as to what led to the decision to close this. It's worth millions because it is the largest collection of Great Hunger era artwork, sculptures, and it's magnificent. I've been there twice. I was part of one of their very first endeavor to have some of their articles displayed in another place. I designed and developed the security system so it could happen at the Irish Cultural Center in Canton. And this is sad. I've been looking forward to going back, and now it's listed as permanently closed. They don't know what they're going to do with everything. There's thoughts of selling it. But we have people that want to keep it all together, and they want to keep it right where it is. And so the Attorney General of Connecticut opened that investigation. That will slow things down, thankfully. But we want a good decision out of it. And so on Facebook, just type in Great Hunger Museum, and you will be able to get some current pages that are on it. There's petitions going on, everything. It would be a huge loss.
It might be the only good reason to contact the White House, actually.
Yeah.
Joe Biden might have it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't go there.
Well, Joe said he's the only Irishman that's never had a drink.
That's right.
So I don't know. But it's it is something. It's a matter of concern. Keep watching news. Check it out. Write in about it. We want as part of the Irish community, in the sense that I do research for it, we want that place open because it's a part of history that so many people really do not understand. And we were part of it right here in Brockton and Boston. At one time, our city of Brockton was 40% Irish. It's not that now, but it was, and we want the Irish culture to continue on. The most Irish community in America is still here in New England, Situate. They keep winning that every year, hands down. So just to be aware of it, please help. We want to save this institution. We've actually had the curator speak here at an event a couple of years ago. One of the most knowledgeable historians on that era. And we have some historical information about that era. Upstairs, there was a president of the United States who was elected in that time period that really didn't care for the Irish. And he was part of the Know Nothing gang and the No Irish Need Apply. And that was a reality here in Boston and all around New England. And somehow, over the years, I came across something. I was given a box of genealogical information. And as I explored it, I found out that I have the genealogical data for the 14th President of the United States, Millard Fillmore, part of the No Irish gang. Is now housed by an Irish research group. That's ironic. So, today you're not here to listen about Irish history and all that. Well, yes, you are. You're going to be listening to some traditional Irish music, and I give you Merrow.
Thank you. So we're going to sing some songs, and just reminded me when you talked about the famine or the genocide, I'll sing one about that. But we'll start off with some tunes, so if anybody is a step dancer or a set dancer, there's a giant floor up here waiting to be danced. You're all very welcome. Thanks for the great welcome. It's great to be here.
So those are actually some slides, kind of like jigs from the south of Ireland. In Kerry and Cork, they're very popular. And the music in Ireland is very regional, and they didn't travel much when the music was being developed. So some of these tunes date back to the 1700s, 1800s, some of them even back to the 1600s. So they're very old tunes, dance tunes, and they would have originally been, played for dances before the music went into the house, and then actually the idea of playing in a session where a bunch of Irish musicians get together and play in a pub, which many of you have seen, actually was invented in America. They didn't do that in Ireland, so that idea transferred back over to Ireland. Most of the time it was like a house party or something like that. Kitchen party, yeah, in Ireland. Same thing in Canada as well. Kitchen parties were a thing. And but those are very exciting tunes from that area. But why don't we do a song, Johnny?
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
I'd also like to do maybe a Scottish thingy, Superman eventually.
We'll do it, yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do some Scottish tunes for the
Let me just bring the mood down a little first.
some of the heritage of Richard over there.
Yes.
Well, Richard was. I don't want to take too much time talking, but I want to say it's interesting because my band, the ballad band I play with, Merrow, we play at Quinnipiac actually every year for the Irish Club. The Irish Club is very popular actually at Quinnipiac. There's a lot of young college students that are in this, and they sponsor the event that we play for. Usually it has something to do with a theme, usually about the 1916 uprising and Irish independence and all that stuff. And so there's obviously that historical thing, and that ties in, of course, with all of the other events, including the famine. But every time we've tried to get down there, the museum was closed. So, we never understood exactly what was going on. So now, just recently, I heard from Sean Summers, who was, they run the Mr. Dooley's group up in Boston, about 7 different pubs. And he's actually one of the people behind saving this as well.
Okay.
So there is some...
So let's get a bus and we'll go out there.
So that's very interesting that you brought that up today. I had no idea, and I never talked to Richard about playing at Quinnipiac before, and he just happened to know it's a beautiful university, and the kids down there are really great, and they love the Irish music. And so it's really interesting how that works. And then as far as the tunes are concerned, I've been I've seen Richard's family up in Canada, up in PBI many times, and the music there is just incredible. So I hope we do a few things like that they might play up there as well today. So what song did you want to do, Johnny?
I'm going to sing a song called Back Home in Derry. It was written by Bobby Sands. I think it's too late. Too late? Bobby was one of the hunger strikers that everybody knows about in 1981, and he used to give concerts from his jail cell through the keyhole. He would sing through the keyhole, and this is one of his songs that now it's kind of passed into the tradition. Some of the things that we sing and play often were written, fairly recently, but they fit alongside, slot in very well with these 16th and 17th century tunes. Sometimes the songs are that old as well. And sometimes it's indistinguishable between these songs and the older ones, really. So anyway, it's a living tradition, and we're adding to it, thankfully, so that it doesn't die. And here's the song. It's also a similar song to a Canadian song. See if you can guess it. In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound, if we didn't all drown, and the marks of our feathers we carried. In rusty iron chains we brought for our ways the good women we left in song. As the mainsail unfurled, the courses we hung at the English and the thoughts of tomorrow. At the mouth of the foil, bid farewell to the soil. It was down below decks we were lying, Dorothy screamed, woken out of a dream by a vision of old Robert dying. As the sun burned us cruel, it just started to brew. The father was down with a fever. 50 rebels today bound for Botany Bay, but not many will reach their receiver. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. I cursed them to hell as I bound for the swell. I should dance like a moth in the firelight. My horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls through headaches by twilight. Weeks out at sea, we were now 43. Comrades we buried each morning, and in our own slime we were lost in the time. Endless night without dawning. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to end his whole life in slavery. But the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither wind nor rain care for bravery. 20 years have gone by and I've ended me by. My comrades, they go swat behind me. The rebel I came, I'm still the same. In the cold wind of night, you will find me. Sing it with me. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, wish I was back home in Derry. Thanks so much. Alright, there you go. Now we'll do some happy ones. Oh, I'm sorry, you missed it. It's over. Thanks, sorry. No, I know. You'll hear it. Did you have a song?
You want to do another one?
Yeah. You want to sing one? Let's sing one.
Absolutely.
Let's sing a song. What's that? Okay, so we're going to sing this one, a song called The Black Velvet Band, okay? So you can sing along with it. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. I think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up in the back of a van.
Somebody did say that.
Black Velvet. Terrible. Alright, you know what? So sing along. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. In a neat little town they call Brockton, up a registered trade I was bound. And many sweet hours of happiness spent in this nice little town. Till sad misfortune came over me. caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations. Follow the black velvet band. Her eyes they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. So I took a stroll one evening, not meaning to go very far. Well, I met with a frolicsome damsel. She was traipsing her way round the bar. The watch she took from her pocket, and she slipped it right into my hands. And the law came and put me in prison, bad luck to her black velvet band. Her eyes they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Next morning before judge and jury, for trial I had to appear. And the judge, he says, my young fellow, the case against you is quite clear. 7 long years transportation, you're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and relations. Follow the black velvet band. Her eyes they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Young fellows, I'll have you take warning by me, that whenever you come near the Brockton town, beware of the pretty Colleen. But to fill you with whiskies and porter, till you are not able to stand. And the very next thing that you know me, lads, landed in Van Diemen's Land. Last time, sing it. Her eyes they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. One more time. Her eyes they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Lovely job. Thanks very much. The only thing missing now is a roaring fire. I think
Singing out there.
lovely singing. Thank you. Very late night last night. Right.
So it's,
I hope it was something we said. I know. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming.
and so there's some jigs now, a few tunes put together. First tune is called Trip to the Cottage. So a lot of Irish tunes, they have these little kind of quirky names and names of places and people and all these types of things. So Trip to the Cottage, and then Pipe on the Hob. I guess would indicate an actual like smoking pipe on the hob, which is many different ways they use hob in Ireland. So, but then the last tune is called The Black Robe, which is I talked about some of those really old tunes. This is a very old tune. They dated it back to about the 1600s. So it's kind of a cool one.
Quick question: is everybody from Brockton here?
I love this one.
Okay, all local. Great.
No, there's somebody else. There's a foreigner here. Where are you from?
Passport.
Two foreigners. Pocasset.
Oh,
Down the
okay.
Cape.
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater. Okay.
are you?
Hanson.
Okay, so not too far.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. I'm a Middleborough guy, so I'm not far from all you people. These are the Boston folks.
Yeah, we live in Boston. Yeah.
And Windsor?
She's in Boston as well.
She's right.
Yeah.
South Boston.
South Boston.
Wisconsin transplant.
Wisconsin transplant. Yeah.
Yeah, way up north. Way up north. Upper Peninsula, is that what you call it up there?
Almost up.
Almost
up.
Upper Peninsula.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you call it? Upstate? Do you call that upstate?
We don't call that.
No. You can use that term
Upstate
in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, right?
No, we don't use that.
That's a New York
It's
term.
Northwoods up there.
Northwoods. Sounds very, sounds much nicer, I think.
You're actually also Maine, too.
Well, I grew up in Maine. I was born here. I was actually born at Brockton Hospital. But, I did grow up there when I was 6, so I actually learned this music up there. Would you believe that? Yeah, the big folk community up there. A lot of New England dancing, contra dancing, square dancing up there. Yeah. But Johnny has Galway roots in Ireland, and he lived over there. He was back and forth as a kid. And well, were you in Salt Hill?
No, out in the country. But also in near the city too.
Ballinasloe.
Yeah,
Ballinasloe. Okay. And then in Galway, and then my Irish roots are actually in Antrim, which is in the north of Ireland.
The Giant's Causeway.
Yeah. The Giant's Causeway, the Antrim coast, absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful there. Yeah.
One of
Has
the.
everybody been to Ireland before?
Yeah.
Been to Ireland. A lot of
Did anyone go to the Causeway or the Antrim coast?
No, you were up there.
Isn't that gorgeous? Just an unbelievable piece of the island, I would think. Really blew me away.
Ireland, country, yeah. Okay.
But
Sandwich Island is a secret of Ronish.
that's right. Actually, I know one of the guys that played on that soundtrack. He used to live in Mattapoisett. So
All kinds of connections here today.
yeah, he's a great player and nice guy. And in Winter, I think, is of German roots, but we accept her. And
Keeps
she,
me in line.
you know, but
I need somebody to keep me in line.
Yeah. We need somebody to play Irish fiddle, you know, these days.
Which also has a concertina too. We have multiple instrumentation here today. I only have one or two, I guess, my voice, but
Yeah.
we'll play some concertina. She'll play concertina and
Yeah.
some whistle as well.
Yeah, a little whistle as well. And we'll do some jigs now.
Here we go. Feel free to clap along and yelp and yell and whatever you feel like. Just don't throw the water. long fingernails, you can't play guitar. Lovely playing. Yeah.
So we do maybe like a song and then concertina.
Yeah.
How do you feel like? How do you feel about the Sober Man song?
I feel pretty
You
good
got one
about
now?
it, because I'm sober today.
Okay.
Thankfully.
This is a. Right.
Okay.
It's this is a quirky little song. Andy M. Stewart.
Is anybody fans of Irish and Scottish music? Probably know a lot of music, yeah. It's a group called Silly Wizard, a Scottish group that wrote this in, I suppose, 40 years ago.
Before Harry Potter.
Yeah, before Harry Potter. Yeah. They were very silly.
They were very silly, but very
funny,
talented
yeah.
as well. He wrote this tune, and then we put a couple of tunes after this that are more. Well, one is definitely Scottish and Boys of the Loch. He was Boys of the Loch, a mandolin player with Boys of the Loch, and supposedly he wrote this tune called Calliope House, and Calliope House was a place in Scotland where they gathered. It was kind of a cultural center. And he was sitting on the park bench waiting for his son to come home on the bus. And he decided that he'd bring his mandolin, he plucked his tune out, and everybody plays it now. And it's strange how that happened. And then, they recorded it obviously, and that was recorded multiple times. And then the last, actually now that we do one before that, we do Andy DeJarvis.
Oh, that's right.
Which is a very Canadian tune, which is kind of, it's kind of from the French Canadian tradition as opposed to like the Québécois. It's not as French, but it's it's a little bitty.
I won't tell my guitar.
It goes, don't tell it.
Jean Larry.
Jean Larry. And then let's do the real afterwards.
Yeah,
and
a lot of tunes in the song.
I always associate this with Cape Breton though. MacArthur Road. But I think it's actually Scottish tune. Yeah, it's a little bit. So that's where the Celtic connection is. That's the difference between Irish and Celtic, right? The 7 Celtic nations, Scotland and Ireland, they share a lot of music together, which is great. So let's do it.
And your banjo
Let's do
somewhere.
it. Where's my banjo from? It's American. It's an American banjo, yeah.
But it
I was joking earlier, but it actually is. It was built in the 30s. So they would have played jazz music on it. And then the Irish got a hold of the... Actually, the oldest recorded... one of my ethnomusicologist friends did a lecture on this one time. And the oldest recorded Irish music was on like wax cylinders, right? But the first one they claimed was a banjo and an accordion. Before like any Ellen pipes or fiddles or any of that flutes. Right?
So don't tell Ben or...
Right. The banjo's been associated with Irish music for quite some time. But in Irish music, we play the 4-string banjo, not the 5-string banjo. The 5-string banjo is more of a bluegrass, country, American country type of old-time music. And then in the 4-string banjo, which has been played in America for a long time, and in Europe, is 4 strings, and it's was used a lot for jazz music and folk music. And then, but the Irish even decided to retune it, and so to fit more of the fiddle music. Most of the Irish music was written on the Irish bagpipes or the fiddle. So throughout time, and then the ones who also notated the music and recorded it were mostly fiddlers and pipers. So then, they added these types of instruments and mandolins and things like that, and the instruments in the tradition just kind of expanded from there. And obviously, accordions are very important in Irish music as well, because it is really kind of the dance master, when it comes to Cayley bands and Cayley music and dancing music like that in Ireland. So it's good.
You have a very nice voice for the radio.
Thank you, I appreciate that. People have told me that. WKQD. I love the banjo. It was funny, I played whistle and flute, I played clarinet and piano growing up, and then I got into folk music and picked up stuff, and my friends playing in jam sessions and stuff, and they stopped playing these instruments, and I just picked them up. I don't know, people ask me, like, what are you, I don't know. I don't know, I just picked it up, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I like the sound of it, I want to learn how to play that thing. So it's been, it's my baby. It's my baby.
And do you have a story about your fiddle?
well, you lost a fiddle, or a fiddle was taken,
Yeah.
stolen or something, and then somebody gifted her this fiddle. And it was actually our friend Sean
One
Conner.
of our bandmates from our band.
Yeah, and so I thought that was really nice. And Johnny and I used to have well, I think my guitar still is the one I have now. So I had a smaller guitar that was made in the same factory at the same year as Johnny's guitar. And we put it together and they sound exactly the same. It's unbelievable how close they are. So it's a couple of funny things. You never know what's going to happen. They're kind of music. All the instruments have their own history.
And then the concertina is probably almost, it's over 100 years old.
Oh yeah, so that's another treat. We have all these antique instruments, don't we?
But these microphones are brand new.
Thank God for that. All right, here we go.
I'm an antique now. See? Put the camera on. Sober men are plenty. So, the song is called The Rambling Rover. Sober men are plenty and drunkards barely 20. Men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll go roam the country over and together we'll face the world. So if you feel like singing along with them. There are sober men of plenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, they Orkney down to Dover. We're on the country over and together we'll face the world. There are men that feign enjoyment of merciless employment. Their ambition has deployment since the minute they left the school. They scrape and save and ponder, while the rest go out and squander. See they worm and rob and plunder, but they're happier as a rule. There are sober men of plenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, up Orkney down to Dover. We're on the country over and together we'll face the world. If you're bent with arthritis and your bowels have got colitis, you're galloping bronchitis and you're thinking it's time you die. You've been a man of action, you're laying there traction, you may gain some satisfaction thinking Jesus at least I tried. There are sober men of plenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men of all 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, a Orkney down to Dover. We're on the country over and together we'll face the world. I have run through all the nation, took a light in our creation, enjoyed a wee sensation when the company did reply. But parting was no pleasure, we drank another measure. The girlfriends are the treasure, for they always are on their mind. There are sober men of plenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. So give me a rambling rover, I'm Orkney down to Dover. We're on the country over and together we'll face the world. There are sober men of plenty, drunkards barely 20. Men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Me a rambling rover, Orkney down to Dover. We're on the country over and together we'll face the world. Look at that. Wow. I almost get up and dance.
Yeah, those are fun little tunes. Those are fun tunes.
Yeah. Nice singing, whoever sang along, was good. Okay, time for Nina?
Yeah, or I have the, yeah, you want to do that now, or you want to do the whistle first? What do you feel?
Whichever.
Whatever you feel like.
All right.
Have a bow
I have the mic, so we'll do the whistle, and then we'll switch over to.
Do you have a bow in the car?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Johnny's looking for his drum.
I find it home.
I left a lot of them.
If anyone had one, you would have one. I know.
That's right, I can feel that.
I can feel it. I can feel the vibe over there.
All kinds of whistles. There's no longer in just penny whistles anymore.
That's right.
And they don't cost a penny. There's those low whistles. Have you ever seen those? The Timbers low whistles? Yeah,
Yeah, I got one that cost $100.
Yeah? There you go.
Quite a few years back.
Yeah?
Yeah, I replaced mine. I got like 20 years ago. I just replaced mine. So it was a daunting task, I feel. Yeah, 20
I still
years.
have an old generation from like the 80s or 70s.
I actually prefer the wood or the plastic whistles myself as opposed to the metal ones. It's probably coming from the clarinet situation, but there's a guy in North Carolina that makes these lovely whistles actually.
Oh, yeah.
So keeping the tradition alive. What is it? The D whistle? C whistle?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do the Johnny and I've been playing this set. It's a couple of tunes, and it's air, and then a couple of reels, and the first air is called "The Morning Dew," and it's also a song. It's actually a song about the winter, and it's appropriate. And then coming up, and then the second tune is called the May Morning Dew. It's easy, you give me a little reverb, which is great. The May Morning Dew, so it's the morning dew, May Morning Dew, and then I'll do some G stuff, so G minor and G.
The Merrow Mountain Dew.
We also do that as well. There's a lot of Mountain Dew references. Whatever could they be talking about? Okay.
song that you want to hear, and then we'll.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
sure. We can take one request, I suppose.
But that's it. Do you have any? Put them in your pocket. So. The Railroad Mountain Dew. All let the grasses grow and water flow, a free and easy way. I would give me enough of the railroad stuff that's made me a going bay. I'm policemen all from Donegal, so I go and reach them too. Well, give a little slip and we'll take a sip, pocket full of afternoon. I eat a dilly-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, I-dilly-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, out of foot in the hill is a neat bit still. Smoke moves up to the sky, but the smoke and the smell you can plainly tell it's poaching growing right far. For it fills the air with a perfume red, the cheeks mostly on you. And all the go we can take the bowl of a bucket full of afternoon. I ate a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. I ate a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. Now learn none who use the pen, never wrote your praises high. The sweet machine from Marin's Green, still from wheat and rye. From ale pills and cure-all with a Christian or pagan or Jew. Take off your coat and grease your throat with a bucket full of Mountain Dew. I ate a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. I ate a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. Like the grasses grow and water flow, free and easy way. Give me enough of the railroad stuff, ain't you call me day. I'm policeman up from Donegal, so I go and leave him too. Well, give him a sip, I'm gonna take a sip of the railroad Mountain Dew. I eat a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. I eat a dilly-o-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, dilly-doo-I-dum, day. There you go. So, we'll do the switch. Yeah. And, it's a little bit harder to amplify this kind of, but, oh yeah, here's your.
Maybe doesn't even need
Actually,
it.
probably don't need much.
Yeah, do it.
Because the acoustics
Sure.
is probably.
Oh, you're right, yeah. We usually play these big rock shows and. That's kind of actually true, but.
Are you gonna play guitar with this or?
You know, I was thinking I could do this march.
By yourself?
But, and then, yeah, and then go into Fox Hunters, if you wanted to pick a Fox
Oh,
Hunter
great.
today.
Ah, okay.
It will be probably not as fast as you can
Okay.
do it, so
Alright, okay, okay.
try to rein it in.
Alright. I wasn't gonna give you the floor, but that's alright.
Oh no, I think it'll be fun because I don't know if I can
Alright.
handle it on my own.
I think you do very well.
These chairs are so comfortable.
Yes, thank you to the people who brought these chairs in. Very nice. Oh, and you're right. Sorry. And I'll mute the volume.
They're much more comfortable in the Rockland Bank Pavilion.
Yes, exactly. They sure are.
Sorry, no, the Leader Bank Pavilion. They changed the name.
Right.
Oh,
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, I just played at one of those ones in New Hampshire, in Guilford. I think it's the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion or something. Or Chick-fil-A, or whatever they call them there. Dunkin' Donuts Center, you know. It's cold in here, but you know, you're all doing great.
Strong wind.
That's it.
yes.
I think you're gonna hear fun, yeah? You can hear that, good, yeah? You hear it? You can hear that fine? No, great. You never know. You probably don't even need the microphones in here.
Well, everybody's so prepared except for me. I don't really have anything to say about these. Except the first one was written by a teacher of mine over in Ireland, and she wrote it at the beginning of the pandemic, kind of as to have a sense of the stillness and the kind of pause in everything that everyone was experiencing, and kind of a sadness, maybe a little bit. And the second one is Fox Hunter's Real. I know nothing about that. So, if you know anything,
An oldie but a goodie.
there you go. So we'll see what happens here.
What's the name of the team?
Irish.
Oh.
Oh, tonight.
I don't want to embarrass myself.
Well, we have a friend who's also a piper, a female piper, Ilan Piper like Ben, and she had this tune as her for a wedding march. This weekend. And the two of them played it together. It was really nice. We were recording it somewhere. Anyway, lovely tune. keep it up for something.
I don't know if there's something.
Bring songs and sing with them? No?
No worries, no worries.
So it's like this music is very informal, and you know, we very rarely make set lists. We're in all kinds of bands together and separately. I think only once have I made a set list in my life, I think. So I'm trying to figure out which ones we know. We used to play together quite a bit, but we haven't been doing a lot. But we're in a band called Comet, which is a province, as you know, and we'll be playing tonight in Plainville. Yeah. I know, is that funny? But I didn't know Plainville existed even until I went to the pub there.
Where in Plainville?
It's Plainville is what's that?
At the Chieftain.
Oh, it's at the Chieftain pub.
Yeah.
On Route 1. And yeah, so we're there tonight.
I'll be banging away out, tonight.
We have a drummer in that group and a legendary accordion player and another fiddler. So it's fun if you want to come up.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for being here. Thanks for putting this on. It's been great.
Well, another concertina piece with you then if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that. You want to do the horn touch or something?
Yeah, okay.
Sure. You want a little more concertina?
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Oh, what do you feel like?
Wendy's very humble about her playing. You need a little encouragement sometimes.
Yeah, that's very good.
Maybe the brown jug set.
Okay, sure. So we have one of the ways that I can sort of remember all the names of the tunes that we play, because there's lots of them we put together. I often come up with silly names for the sets, you know. This one we come up with a name. We were in the Northwoods in Wisconsin a couple of years ago, and we played at this fantastic pub called the Brown Jug.
Yeah.
Called the Brown Jug. It's very much like an Irish pub at home. It's low ceilings, except they have dollars taped all over the walls, everywhere on the ceiling, and there's fantastic lighting in there too. It's great. You don't know what holiday it is, but it's all of them. And that's great. And I didn't think anybody really knew what we were talking about, but then I remembered that this was a resort area where she grew up in the Lake region. And all these people that came there on their holidays from Chicago and places like that where there's lots of Irish music. So it's kind of funny. There was a guy there with Harrison from Galway. And I knew them, so yeah, I know. Anyway, so this is the Brown Jug set. It's made up of 2 tunes. 3 tunes. And what's the first one called?
The Rookery.
The Rookery. And the second one is?
Another Morning Dew. He played a Morning Dew reel. This is another one, a different one.
Lots of dew in the morning.
And the last one is the Edinburgh reel.
Legendary. Okay.
See.
I'm reggae when you are. it's funny how instruments find their way to you. Where was I going with that story? Oh, because this instrument is very old, and how did it come about again?
Oh.
It's a big story, but
I mean, I don't know if it is a big story. I found it in
stalling like a tune.
Western Mass at the Button Box, and a woman from, I believe, British Columbia was selling it. It had been in her family for a long time, and she didn't play it, and she didn't really know. She didn't know anybody that would. So she had them fix it up and sell it. And I came in one day and I was looking for a new concertina, and the owner of the store was not there, so the woman who kept the books was there, and she said, well, I don't know anything about the instruments, but I can let you play some of them. You know, there's not much I can tell you about them. So I sat down and I played them, and immediately I fell in love with this one. Just immediately when I was playing it, and of course it turned out to be by leaps and bounds more expensive than any of the others that were in there. But it was worth it.
I think so. That was great. Oh, sure. Yes, it does. It doesn't want to go away.
So the concertinas are not just for sailors anymore.
Well, female singers like Grania.
Did Grania Whale play a concertina?
She did.
Probably did.
She did actually, yeah.
Now that you mentioned it.
Grace O'Malley, the famous female pirate.
The Irish Pirates.
Irish pirate. Okay. Speaking of pirates, you probably sing some violin.
You'll probably do a song.
Yeah, we'll do a song.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right.
John is going to regale us again.
So there's a lot of songs to sing. So. I'll try this one though. We were talking about sailing, right? So you like this one? We were gonna do the one for Nova Scotia, the PEI one, right?
Oh, do you want to do the PEI one?
I suppose we have to at some point. Which do we?
I can't play it very well.
Oh, you can play it. You'll be fine. Do you remember it or no? Song called The Mermaid, right?
None of them were
Not Ariel.
No, I know there's 3 songs that are titled The Mermaid.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
It's true. True, some of them are more body than others.
Yeah, no, this won't be fun. It was Friday morning when we set sail, and we were not far from done. But Captain, he spied a mermaid so fair, oh man, the glass in her hand. The ocean waves they roll, and the stormy wind they roll, and we poor sailors skipping at the top. For the land lovers lie down below, below, below. For the land lovers lie down below. Well, up spoke the captain of our gallant ship, and a brave old man was he. This fishy mermaid has warned me of our doom. We shall sink to the bottom of the sea. The ocean waves they roll, and the stormy wind they blow, and we poor sailors skip at the top. For the land lovers lie down below, below, below. For the land lovers lie down below. Well, up spoke the first mate of our gallant ship, and the wine's dropping back was he. He said, I'm wife in Boston by the sea. Tonight, our widow she may be. The ocean waves they roll, and the stormy winds they blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top. The land lovers lie down below, below, below. Land lovers lie down below. Then up spoke the cook of our gallant ship, and a greasy old butcher was he. I care much more big pots and big pans than I do for the bottom of the sea. When the ocean waves they roll, and the stormy winds they roll, we poor sailors just sleep at the top. But the land lovers lie down below, below, below. But the land lovers lie down below, below. Times round, spun our gallant ship. 3 times round, spun the ship. 3 times round, spun our gallant ship. She sank to the bottom of the sea, and the ocean waves they roll, and the stormy winds they roll. We poor sailors were skipping at the top, but the land lovers lie down below, below, below. The land lovers lie down below. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
sure.
going to concertina and the wholesaler, that let's do some hornpipes, which are definitely from the maritime tradition. So,
You hear this on SpongeBob SquarePants.
that's right. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And actually, I was talking to a guy the other day. He told me he learned it on tuba. Can you believe that? It was a SpongeBob SquarePants. when he was in school band, I can't imagine. It's already funny enough without it being on the tuba. You know what I mean?
There actually is some real Irish tunes on that show.
There's some real Irish tunes on there, some English tunes as well. I met one of the guy, Brian Peters. He was at the New Bedford Folk Festival one year, and he actually composed and played the music for SpongeBob SquarePants. And he's like from the north of London. He talks like this all the time. He said, I play for SpongeBob SquarePants, really cool. I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, that's the guy that played for SpongeBob. And I'm like, really? Like, it's a good thing he wasn't singing. You know what I'm saying? But it was less like he played the accordion and some other stuff. And he was kind of a hoot though, he was a hoot, bald guy, he's got like these big thick glasses, And it's like somehow he was connected with that. But it's strange though, because SpongeBob had nothing to do with the UK at all.
No.
And somehow they got in touch with him. A lot of people don't realize that the guy that was the animator, cartoonist for that, actually was a real marine biologist. And that's why he actually,
He actually went to Bikini Bottom.
he probably lived there for a while. So that's why it was like so accurate. And, all of these things, obviously talking sponges and everything. But,
Who needs alcohol, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting cast of characters, I'm told, that created that show.
This week, drink a pint of seawater.
There you go. That's it.
That would do it. So let's do a couple of hornpipes. The Galway hornpipe in honor of Johnny's heritage. I love this tune. And then the second one is The Harvest Home, which is the harvest. Yeah, very something like that. And this is played a lot for the Wren boys and some of these other traditions in Ireland. It's a very popular tune. It's one of the first ones a lot of people learn, but it's a little strange to me because it's actually not a difficult piece to play.
Yeah.
Did you say it's not a difficult?
It is difficult.
It is difficult.
It is difficult.
We have different opinions.
Yeah, it is difficult.
No, it's very challenging.
It's all in
The
like
first ones when you get a tin whistle in school in Ireland,
Yeah.
this is the first tune they teach you.
They teach you. But there is the thing in Ireland though where they say if you start with the harder pieces, then all the other ones will be easier. So that's not too far off. So Somebody's getting a phone call.
That's okay. It's for me, I'm not here. That's a nice ringtone. It sounded like vibe sounds.
I have that one on my way. I never changed it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the sea sessions, by the way.
Oh, you got it. Well, very well. We love the shanties.
Yes. Well, so we'll love you nigga with this one.
Yeah.
It's a song called The Ballad of St. Anne's Reel. So the reel is St. Anne's Reel. It was written by a Maine songwriter called David Mallet. And he came to fame writing, he wrote the song Inch by Inch, Row by Row, I'm gonna make this garden grow. You know that song, right? I think it's sung by every kindergartner everywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
And also the Clancy Brothers, and
they did it. A lot of people covered it. Yeah.
Clancy Brothers and Megan sang it as well, yeah. They also did this song.
He did.
Yeah.
He liked my version of this, which I have to say I brag about it. He didn't say that.
That's alright, you can brag about it, it's alright.
But it's a different version I don't want to sing here.
It's
It's kind of a rocky version. Okay, so it's a song, and then the tune goes with it.
Yeah.
Smile for the camera, everybody. This is for all of you with the Canadian heritage from Scottish heritage. We were stranded in some tiny town, there from Settled Island, waiting for the ship to come and find it. Well, on our steps, friendly days, some coffee and some tiny drinks, and filling in the distance far behind them. But a time across the continent, shine already fled, walking on the streets in the wintry weather. Well, the yellow rock and open door, a welcome friend, this ring the home, soon they're standing there and joy together. Tired of chicks and wedding folk, can't remember when, on some other friendly shore, and I hear it all the way. Wasn't written on the skies above, letting a heart float sing what I love. Never heard it sound so sweet since then. Take your hat out of him, riding up his scar. And his arms son, well never comes to go. He sends the money to raise the line and shine. Tired of some ready folk, and remember when, on some other friendly shore, here on the land. We're laughing up the city lights, when the air is cold and the day is light. The best of the world, I was on camera there, I made a mistake. I've sing this song for 30 years and I've always mixed the verses. So, here we go. I'm gonna get it this time, I promise. Well, how his feet began to tap. Little boy says, I'll take your hat. He's caught up in that magic of his smile. And it's outside, one more across the floor. He sends his clumsy body graceful as a shine. And a dragon, there's magic in this town. Magic in the dancers' feet, the way they put them down. Smiling people everywhere, hoops and ribbons and locks of hair. Laughter no pursuits, things to go. The room is bare, and the old piano sitting there. Someone's hat left hanging on the rack. Some empty chairs wouldn't draw the feet to touch your shoes. No more they're waiting for the dancers to come back. And the fiddle in the closet hubs on all around the town. Brings a look at the boy's gone, the case is broken down. Well, often on December nights, when the air is cold and the wind is dry, the melody comes passing through the town. Thanks very much. Thank you very, very much for being here today. It's such a great audience. A lot of fun. Stuart Peake on the mandolin, the banjo, and the whistles.
Thank you.
Winter Pingle on the concertina and the fiddle. And I'm Johnny Coe singing and playing guitar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richie.
Again, I want to thank Stu, Winter, and Johnny for coming today and being a part of this.
Super
We also, I need to thank the Brockton Cultural Council who, through a grant, funded this so that we could do it for you. And they're a good partner. And I don't know, every time I come to one of these, or we host one of these, it becomes an enjoyable musical event, but it's an educational event. We learn so much about Irish heritage and the instruments. It's great. I mean, I play the stereo, but that's my experience. I have no idea where my son Ben got his musical ability.
He's a great musician, yeah.
Yeah, but he passes on greetings to all of us today from Ballinrobe County, Mayo,
He's a
Ireland.
yeah.
And it's just been an enjoyable afternoon. Now, I apologize a little bit, just a little bit, about the temperature. Okay? I was trying to make Johnny's guitar feel at home. And actually, the thermostat says it's 62 degrees in here, which is a heat wave for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Canada. And I did go, my wife gave me the nod, and so I went back there, and I did something today that's only been done 3 times in the last 7 years. I turned the heat on. So it's probably about 64 in here now. But I also, I am going to do a chair count, Johnny.
Okay.
You said it was so comfortable.
All right.
I'm going to make sure that one of them doesn't
Well, I am
drop
Irish,
out. But what an afternoon. So glad that you could be here. And
Thank you.
earlier, we had the tours upstairs. We were glad to have Mayor Sullivan was able to pop in for a few minutes. And, but, you know, when you're a mayor, everybody wants a piece of you.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful also to have one of our councilors at large, Rita Mendez, is with us this afternoon. So, among the councilors at large, she placed #1.
Well done.
But again, I was wondering, sitting back there and watching people tap their feet and bounce around in their chairs, I didn't know if it was the music or trying to keep warm.
A little bit of both, I'd
A
say.
little both, yes. But again, I did think about something. If you notice, you don't see a clock.
Yes.
Because I was going to put a clock up there that ran backwards, because this is the day that you're going to remember to set your clock.
Ooh, that's right, tonight.
And so I was going to do it now, so we're going to have an hour extra music. But I do know they have, as they mentioned, they have someplace else they're playing. They're very popular, and I'm looking forward to maybe during what we call now St. Patrick's season.
Yes.
It's not St. Patrick's Day anymore, but St. Patrick's
It works
season.
well for us.
Try to have something else at that time period. So, again, thank you for coming and being a part of this event. The Friends of Irish Research, we're here. We do genealogical research, not just for the Irish, but we'll help anybody. The library has really expanded. It started with just Irish research as an offshoot from the Irish Cultural Center in Canton. And but now with the rebranded as the David Allen Lampert Library, we provide resources for anybody and everybody. And so we're glad that we can do things like this. We have lectures periodically through the year. I am so glad that we can start doing a few more of them in person. You know, there's only so much Zoom you can do.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to putting together a schedule of events, and of course, when we get to March, more Irish music, but the temperature will be higher than it is today.
I actually have to say for the record, I like being a little bit cool when I play the sweat a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot of information.
That's Johnny, okay. So we need to switch them around so that Johnny's farther away from the
Put me
heater.
next to the window, yeah.
I actually opened it now.
Yeah, open the window, turn it on, turn the fan on, you know. We'll put them right underneath one of the ceiling fans. So that'll be great. But again, thank you for coming and being a part of today. And again, our appreciation to the Brockton Cultural Council
Very much so.
in the grant that they gave us for this event. So, thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Remember to change your clocks tonight.
Thank you for supporting live music.
Another guy's in charge of it. It opened today.
Oh, yeah. What's that?